Welcome back. We're in the last week of March. Hope you all had a great month. We're starting off with cloud hands and infinity drill. So last week we looked at both of those. We looked at the posture and that drill. And this week we're combining them. And for the most part, we're looking at the lower body. So what I'm suggesting is to start off with the infinity drill. Do that for a while. Feel the hips open and loosen. And then begin to step in the same way that you step for cloud hands posture. And the reason that I do this is because the cloud hands posture requires you to get low, and in that process of trying to get low, it creates tension. It has a tendency to create tension. And I know I feel that for me, and a lot of people have expressed to me the tightness in the hips. So this posture, being one that can create tightness in the hips, also presents the opportunity to loosen up the hips. If you can get into the hips and use the posture and use the training to soften and loosen. And so that's what this posture and this drill is attempting to do in focusing on the lower body below the dantian. And so I'm doing a little bit of stepping. So what I suggest is to stop as you get into Mabu, do a little bit of the infinity drill and try to merge that with the energy of the step. And so you should feel a sense of sinking. If you can stay relaxed, stay in the breath, build up the leg strength, and allow the tissues in the hips to release. And this would be ideal. And it's not easy for me. So I definitely feel this exercise, drill, and posture quite beneficial. This is actually in Miranda, where the Miranda Bridge is, over in the redwoods. Okay, so now we're looking at the back foot switch. All right. And a lot of people ask that question. It's not necessarily a question that we get in the beginning. It's more after a while people start to feel that back foot. It's like, okay, well, I know that in order to push, this back foot has to be at a 45-degree angle, but it feels comfortable when it's pointing in the direction of the single whip. So how do I remedy this? When do I turn? So I present a couple of options in turning, and there's no necessarily right way. The thing that you want to keep in mind is that you want that right foot to be rooted when you do the whip. And then you want it also to be rooted when you open up the left hand at the end of single whip. So this is what we're looking at. And there's two ways that I present to do that. One, as you whip, you scoot, turn the butt, and bring the feet together. And the other option is after you whip, when you open up the left hand, you open up and do the adjustment, which is, I think, something that most people tend to do. Otherwise, you're having to do the whip and also rotate the feet at the same time. And it's difficult to rotate the feet, rotate that right foot, because you're kind of squatting into that foot. So you're compressing the weight and the energy into the right foot. So the question is then, okay, I compress the energy and the weight into the right foot, but I need to lift the toe so that I can rotate on the heel and turn the toe so that it's in a 45-degree position as I'm compressing the leg. So, this is the issue. And so when you compress the leg, squat down and sink, you have that hip, knee, and ankle pressure. What do you guys think? What have you found easiest? What have you found easier? What have you decided to do? Let's see what this guy says.
So what you have to do is you then squeeze, and then it happens together when you do the whip. And it feels like a scoot. But what happens is the left leg is coming in for the false stance, and the right leg foot is adjusting for that 45-degree angle. So when you do it fast, the butt turn and the whip happen at the same time, as a butt turn gives the foot adjustment. And so when I land here, now my right foot is at a 45-degree angle for the on push.
Well, there you have it. You guys get to training. Okay, now we're doing stand high, search out the horse. And I was just having some interesting thoughts, ideas about stand high, search out the horse in terms of using it, and the idea of advancing and retreating. So that's in the description. And one of the things is that I'm concerned and aware of is when I retreat, there's a sense of, yes, holding my ground, depending on how much the opponent is advancing. If they're running exactly to you, you got to make that move out of the way. If it's just a quick move in, then you can retreat in this way, get that left kick off, and then possibly advance forward and get the right kick off the back leg. So here, when you move back, the hand is free to engage with the opponent in any way. The face is exposed, so the hand comes in and attaches to the hypothetical right arm of the opponent. The right hand comes in, and then it seals, and then you expose the opponent, and kick. It was really difficult balancing here because of the sand, and then I got all this sand on my shoe. I thought it was kind of didn't look right, didn't look well, but the river was amazing there. Weather was a little chilly, but it was actually beautiful that day. So now, I imagine this is a difficult walking drill for a lot of people. It requires a lot of strength. And I was just talking to someone the other day about how lifting the knee requires a lot of core strength. So it's something I haven't mentioned or talked about. Just usually I'm talking about the balance and the leg that's posting, and having that leg having to post and balance as you lift the other leg. But there is, yes, required core strength to lift the knee up, and the hip flexor strength as well. You see some of those advanced Tai Chi experts lift the leg, lift the foot up so high with their strength and flexibility that requires a lot of dedication and discipline. So kudos to them. So watch how I squat down and let the foot down and rotate on that heel. There's a heel toe transition here. And essentially this is Tai Chi walking. You know, it's advanced Tai Chi walking and balancing. Step down, heel toe transition. And I'm really trying to keep awareness of the hand, and that sense of opponent keeps me aware and keeps that hand engaged and alive. So that hand, as it's out, you know, there's mind there, there's purpose there. So try to keep that in mind when you do that. Now, okay, let's talk a little bit about more sense of opponent. So what I'm thinking here is, okay, what if I need to change? And Tai Chi is all about change, adaptation, and responding appropriately. So here you can see me step back, and then I step forward, step back, and step forward. So the thing about the heel-toe transition and that cross-leg stance is it gives you the opportunity to kick from the back leg and also step forward or even retreat back. The way the heel-toe transition is, which is very interesting for me, and has a lot of benefit, I say. You can stay rooted and you can still stay agile. So here, you know, okay, so there I stepped back, go back into, so I'm abandoning the kick there, abandoning the kick and then retreating. Abandoning the kick and then retreating again and engaging. So advancing forward and retreating. Advancing forward, abandoning the kick but advancing. And then retreating, sealing, and just walking. So not kicking, but sealing, walking forward, and then retreating back. So you can see I kind of have a little spring in my step. I'd like you guys to try that. See if you can advance forward and then spring back. You retreat, stand high, search out the horse. You don't get the kickoff, but you still advance forward. But then you have to retreat back. And then you end up getting on the reverse side, the opposite side of stand high, search out the horse. And so what ends up happening is you have a Qigong drill that repeats stand high, search out the horse on both sides. So yeah, it's important to try to get the sense of what the hands are doing. The hands are sealing and exchanging as you're staying connected and sealing the opponent's arm down. Turning around, and you have that sense of opponent behind you as well. You turn around and engage. And then you have the walking drill going back. Retreat, step. You can kick or not kick. So you have that also awareness in your mind of you can kick or you can't, or you don't kick. You don't kick, so you step forward. And now you have the opportunity and the option to practice either or, the kick or no kick. Hope you guys enjoyed. That's it for March. Let's get into April for the Taijiquan calendar series 2019. I'll talk to you soon.